Hi, I'm Leah. I'm a classical and flamenco guitar teacher at Lessonface, and today I'm going to teach you how to find the notes on your guitar without a fretboard chart. It's actually a lot easier than you think. Really, all you need to know are two pieces of information, memorize them, and then get a lot of practice using this process that I'm going to show you to find the notes on your fretboard. In addition to watching this video and playing along with me, I'd recommend you download the handout that we're including in the description. The handout includes everything I'm going to say and even more detail, and it also includes plenty of exercises so you'll get really comfortable putting to use all the concepts I'm going to teach you. I'm going to start by explaining the natural musical alphabet. We use 7 different letters to communicate pitches. We start with the letter A, go through the alphabet, B, C, D, E, F, go all the way up through G, and then we start over again on the letter A. And when we get to the A, for example, on the 12th fret here, we're actually ending what's called 1 octave higher than where we started. So we have our starting A, and then we have our A 1 octave higher. Remember that these 7 notes, A through G, are called the natural notes. And there's a couple more pieces of information I have to give you before you're ready to move on. Some pairs of natural notes are separated by 2 frets. For example, A and B, 2 frets, and we call that a whole step. Other pairs of natural notes, for example, B and C, are separated only by 1 fret, and we call that a half step. So you need to know the terms half step, whole step, natural notes, and octaves. Now there's 2 important pieces of information that you need to memorize now and never forget, and that's which pairs of notes only have a half step or 1 fret between them. So B and C, as I showed you, are only separated by 1 fret. The other pair of notes that are only separated by 1 fret are E and F. So memorize that now, never forget, and everything else will make sense. Now let's practice playing the natural scale on a few different strings. We're going to start with the 5th string, which is your open A, and I'll remind you where the whole steps and half steps are for now, but see if you can get used to thinking about that on your own. So we start on A, up a whole step, 2 frets to B, half step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, half step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A. Now let's find the notes on the 1st string or the 6th string, which are exactly the same. They're both open E. For now, we'll do the 1st string. So open E, half step up to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, whole step to B, half step C, whole step D, whole step E. And now let's try the 3rd string, which starts on G. This time, we're going to go up and come back down, so that'll really make you pay attention. So we start on open G, up a whole step to A, up a whole step to B, half step to C, up a whole step to D, whole step to E, half step F, whole step to G. Now let's go back down. Down a whole step to F. You're going through your alphabet backwards. Down a half step to E, whole step to D, whole step C, half step to B, whole step A, and a whole step to G. Now take a few minutes and try the same thing yourself. Pause the video on strings 2, B, and string 4, D. Try going up and down like we just did. The last thing I need to teach you is how to call the notes in between the natural notes. And to know what to name them, you need to know 2 more words, 2 more concepts: sharps and flats. So the word sharp refers to raising a natural note 1 fret or 1/2 step. So for example, if you say the note F sharp, or if you need to find the note F sharp, start on F, which is string 1 fret 1, and go up 1 fret to string 1 fret 2. So we have F, F sharp. The opposite concept is flats. So flats are when we take a natural note and lower it 1/2 step. For example, B flat. Let's find B on the 5th string and lower it 1/2 step, or 1 fret, and now it's B flat. So let's try that with just a few more examples. Let's find A sharp on the 3rd string. So you start on open G, go up to A. A sharp is 1 fret higher than A. Now let's find C sharp on string 5. You can start on your open A, go up to B, and then go up to C on the 3rd fret, make it 1 fret higher, and you have C sharp. Now we're going to make things a little tricky. We're going to find B flat on the 2nd string. So the 2nd string is open. You can't go lower on an open string, but you can go up an octave to B on fret 12. And you can make that B flat. Now something you can do if you really do need to find B flat in this register, think of it like this. Find the B that sounds the same, that's on the string higher. So string 3 fret 4 is the same note as string 2 open. You might even know that from tuning your guitar. And just go down a 1/2 step. And we'll just do 2 more. Let's find A flat on the 3rd string. So here's A, string 3 fret 2, lower it a 1/2 step, A flat. And finally, let's find G sharp on the 6th string. So start on open E, F, G, and G sharp. So whether to call a note sharp or flat, for example C sharp or D flat, depends on the musical context. Later on, that's going to be really important in communicating information about the key that you're in. For now, just remember both options, and whenever possible, name them both. The last exercise we're going to do is we're going to practice naming some random string and fret positions on the fretboard. We're going to start with string 1, fret 5. So let's use our natural scale and let's ascend from open E. E, 1/2 step up to F, whole step G, whole step A, and there we are. Fret 5 is A. Next, let's try string 6, fret 6. Let's find out what note this is. Let's start on our open E, open string 6. E, 1/2 step up to F, whole step G, whole step A, 1/2 step up. We could call this A sharp. We could also call it B flat. Call it both for now. Next, let's name the note that's on string 5, fret 10. So string 5, fret 10, way up here. You could start all the way down here at your open A, but also remember that fret 12 is your octave. So it's probably a lot easier to go down from this A at the octave than to go all the way up. So go down a whole step from A, and that brings you to G, a natural note. And now let's do string 2, fret 7. We'll start from the open string. Open B, 1/2 step up to C, whole step D, whole step E, 1/2 step F. We're looking for fret 7, so we would call that F sharp. Another name for F sharp is G flat. Now we'll do one more. String 3, fret 9. Let's start on our octave G. So string 3, fret 12, and go backwards. G, back a whole step is F. And back a whole step is E. So using this method might take you a little while at first, and that's totally okay. The most important thing is that you do it all the time. So get rid of your fretboard diagrams right now. Don't be tempted to use them. Because the more you do this, the more you work through it, thinking about the natural scale, whole steps and half steps, and whether to call it sharp or flat, the quicker it's going to become easy and really almost second nature.